Hello, fifth grade. Let us begin chapter 19. December to be warmer than normal. Again, December to be warmer than normal. Mr. Larson had not Mr. Larson had not been a favorite among his fellow teachers in recent years. He was too standoffish, too solitary. Most of the other teachers disapproved of the wildness of his classes. To the teachers who had been around a long time, seeing Mr. Larson become less and less professional about his teaching had been especially sad because they remembered the old Carl Larson. But the Landry news had gotten everyone's attention. Every teacher had watched the newspaper grow from one sheet to two sheets, then to three and four. They saw the quality of the writing and marveled at it. Fifth graders, they said to each other as they passed the news around the teacher's room. Larson's got fifth graders doing this kind of work. Amazing. Most of the teachers had met Kara Landry. They knew that the success of the newspaper was due in large part to her hard work and energy. But they also knew that it was no accident that the Landry news had come out of room 145. Without the experience and the guidance and the understanding of Carl Larson, the Landry News could not have become what it was. So, when the teachers' union representative was notified about the disciplinary hearing, the faculty rallied around Mr. Larson. There was a teachers' meeting, and the vote of support was unanimous. Right away, Miss Steinhardt wrote up a press release about the situation. A committee duplicated the 8 copies of the Landry News and sent sets of them along with the information sheet to every newspaper, radio, and TV station in the greater Chicago area. They printed up handbills with the divorce story on it and mailed it to the home of every taxpayer in Carlton, asking the question, should someone be fired because of this? Mr. Larson's wife was active in the Chicago's Teachers Union, and each elementary, junior high, and high school in the metropolitan area received a copy of the press release about the hearing and the charges. This is getting big. They've got the newspaper, they've got the TV, they've got the radio, they've sent this stuff to people's homes. Whoa. Okay. The president of the union had made a statement on WGN about the case and the importance of supporting free speech and academic freedom. Of course, all the parents of the kids in Mrs. Larson's class already knew about the Landry News. Many of them had been making their own photocopies of the paper for grandparents and aunts and uncles so everyone could see the wonderful things those bright kids in Mr. Larson's class were writing and thinking and learning. A reporter from the Chicago Tribune followed up and learned that the kids were now publishing a different paper, The Guardian, on their own, including an internet edition. 4 days later, the online Guardian had a free link from the Tribune's own homepage. And 3 days after that, the Sun-Times followed suit. So basically what that means is that The Tribune led a link to the Guardian, and so did the other one. So all of these people can now access the Guardian who were not a part of the school. That's pretty cool, right? Before the superintendent had even posted a notice on the town's cable TV channel to list the time and place of the hearing, there had already been articles about the situation in both of the big Chicago newspapers. Mr. Larson had even been interviewed by the Sunday Tribune, and a reporter from Channel 9's Evening News had come to the apartments at Edgewater Village to interview Kara Landry. Kara hadn't liked the interview or the reporter, a woman with bright orange hair. It was a cold and windy afternoon, but the reporter wanted to talk outdoors. She said she looked better on camera in natural light. Barking orders, she got the camera crew and the sound guy in position next to some evergreen bushes. After finding the best angle for the shot, she faced the camera, smiled, and said, "I'm Jordy Matlin, coming to you live from the Edgewater Apartments in Carlton. This is the home of Kara Landry, a young lady whose newspaper is at the center of a local controversy. Now, Kara, tell our viewers, was it your teacher or your principal who got you in trouble about this newspaper?" I don't like her questions. I'm just saying, I just don't like it. Okay? Nope, I don't like it. All right. Kara wasn't expecting such a question. She froze up. The reporter stopped, smiling, lowered her microphone, and yelled, "Cut!" Bending so close that Kara could smell the acrid scent of her hairspray, Jordy Matlin said, this is the part where I ask you questions and you answer them. Okay? All you have to do is listen to the question, and when I hold the microphone, you talk. All right? The camera woman cued the reporter with a count of 5. And then Jordy asked Kara the same question. Now, Kara, tell us, was it your teacher, or was it your principal who got you in trouble about this newspaper? This time, Kara was ready. She had remembered that this was just like writing for the newspaper, only she'd be talking instead. All she had to do was tell the truth in a kind way. So Kara said, "Neither. And I'm not in trouble. The newspaper's not even in trouble, really. It's just a difference of opinions about what should go into a newspaper made at school." The reporter tilted the microphone back and forth herself and said, "This story about divorce that you published, didn't you think this would cause some problems? If this isn't just a story, say, if this really happened, then some family's business has been spread all over town. And, of course, many churchgoers think divorce itself is bad. Didn't you think there might be a problem here?"